What is up, XRP community? Welcome back to another video and thank you for joining me. A lot of really interesting stuff going on in the markets today. Let's hop right into it. First, I just want to lead with this clip right here. Take a listen.
Let's start with Signature Bank. This is a New York-based commercial bank, but it's got 36 private client offices sprinkled across the New York metro area, California, and North Carolina. The thing about Signature is that it's a business-oriented bank, and to the extent that they have a consumer business, it's focused on
Jim Cramer, an absolute joke. There's actually an ETF that does the exact opposite of what this guy does, and once again, he has been wrong, telling you in 2022 that you can make a lot of money with Signature Bank, the bank that just failed this week. An absolute clown. And if you guys use Twitter, engage with me on Twitter. I have a lot of smart people in the community, and if you ever have something you want me to cover or a relevant story you find interesting or a question, just tweet it at me. A link to my Twitter's in the video description below. This is how they will use the CBDC. Okay, ultimately there will need to be a bridge currency. The CBDC bridge replaces Nostro and Vostro accounts. Nostro and Vostro accounts are what have been used for the past 50 years, and they are basically what allow instant payments to occur that aren't really instant. It takes 3-4 days for a payment to clear. So a Nostro account is used to basically claim that money before the payment clears, and then after the payment clears, the money goes back into the Nostro account. It's basically a way to mimic instant payments without having instant payments. Just think about the exponential growth of technology, how fast computer chips, TVs, all this technology has improved. Yet we still use the same payment rails from 60 years ago. I say these are the brilliant people working with Ripple and why I'm so bullish on the future of XRP. Great tweet from Cowboy Crypto talking about Sandy O'Connor, who joined Ripple in the early 2022 during the lawsuit. Okay, throughout her career, she has been a champion and a sponsor of diversity and inclusion. American Banker named her one of the most powerful women in banking and finance multiple times. Currently, she serves on a task force on financial stability and on the advisory committee for the Office of Financial Research and the FDIC Systemic Resolution. All right. She spent 30 years at JP Morgan, and she was the head of the regulatory department. Why would someone who has a successful career on Wall Street join a company like Ripple amidst a lawsuit against the SEC after working for 30 years on Wall Street? Obviously, she sees potential in what Ripple's doing. Guys, this has been the best month on my channel on YouTube, so I want to take a moment and say thank you. I love you guys for supporting me on YouTube. Every time I get a new subscriber, every time a video breaks a like record, it just gives me feedback that I'm doing good. So I want to take a moment to say thank you guys. This is the best month I've had, so I really do appreciate all the support on YouTube. And as always, we give away $10 every day on the channel. Like the video, subscribe, notifications on, and comment anything in the YouTube comments below if you would like to enter that giveaway. Another good tweet from Cowboy Crypto. Federal Reserve Board announces the Vice Chair for Supervision, Michael S. Barr, is leading a review of the supervision and regulation of the Silicon Valley Bank in light of its failure. Okay, Michael Barr, look at this. He used to be a former Ripple advisor. Oh, and how ironic, now he is the one investigating the fall of Silicon Valley Bank. A lot of you might be curious, how did Silicon Valley Bank actually fail? Let me tell you very quick. It has to do with interest rates, okay? Silicon Valley Bank, they invested a lot of their cash from their depositors into U.S. government bonds, traditionally one of the safest types of investments. Their troubles began when the U.S. Federal Reserve raised interest rates. And guys, this past year and a half, when they've been raising interest rates, has been the highest or the fastest they have raised interest rates in history. So this is really unprecedented stuff. As economic conditions for the tech sector became more tough following the boom of the COVID-19, many of Silicon Valley Bank's customers began to withdraw their funds. Okay? Short on cash, Silicon Valley Bank had to sell its bonds at big losses. Within 48 hours, people got so nervous and spooked. Depositors had withdrawn enough funds to cause the bank's collapse. They collapsed because of a stupid rookie mistake with their interest rate risk management. They invested short-term deposits into long-term bonds. When interest rates rose, the value of the bonds fell. So it all had to do with interest rates going up so high. They had put their money into these government bonds, which traditionally were pretty safe. And then when the interest rates went up, the bonds value went down. People got nervous, started asking for their money. They couldn't cover losses, and boom, that was the end of the bank. So hopefully you found that interesting. And guys, Bitcoin is absolutely on a tear right now. 3 green days. I've been calling for lower lows, but ultimately with the Federal Reserve pivoting now and not raising interest rates, because like I just explained, this bank went down because the interest rate hikes were so fast and so high. If they continue to raise interest rates, that could harm even more banks. So the Federal Reserve is probably not, as they've said. Even Goldman Sachs analysts, I think it was yesterday I tweeted this out, the Goldman Sachs analysts are now predicting no interest rate hikes going forward. So this is good stuff, not for inflation, right? Inflation is just going to continue to increase, but the money printer being turned on and inflation and interest rates not being raised is good for the crypto market. And that's why you've seen the price just explode. Now, a negative thing for crypto is right here, this Cointelegraph article titled "Nobody Left to Bank Crypto Companies." And I say crypto companies could find it harder to access traditional banking partners with the loss of 2 major crypto-friendly banks in less than a week. Now, ultimately, I think this is just a bump in the road, but it's not good when traditional banking partners aren't willing to work with crypto companies. I wasn't really alive during the internet.com bubble. Comment below if this is true. But I imagine during that time when the internet was coming out and you had all these internet tech companies, it was probably hard for them to find traditional banking partners because that's what happens with these innovative technologies. People are a little bit hesitant at the beginning to adopt them, but over time, they warm up to the technology. Take a listen to this clip from Congressman Warren Davidson.
I just would ask Professor Evans, does the Securities and Exchange Commission regulate the payment system or securities?
Clearly securities.
Yep, thank you. And, the legal clarity that we're seeking, frankly, wants to make sure that investors, innovators, and regulators, like Chairman Gary Gensler, also know that the Securities and Exchange Commission doesn't regulate the payment system.
Gary Gensler and the SEC do not regulate the payment system, and that is what the XRP token provides. Fast, cheap payments for cross-border transactions. We haven't innovated in this space for 60 years. And it's good to see that congressmen are having courage to actually speak up against these regulators because a lot of politicians aren't really willing to do this. They're tied up in different organizations. Guys, if you're still watching the video, comment Congress in the video section below. When you watch the full video, it really supports the channel. And once again, guys, I really do appreciate you for making this the best month I've had on YouTube. The channel is really growing. And when I get those subscribes, when I get those likes, it gives me feedback. It lets me know I'm making good content. When I don't, I know I need to pivot and do something different. So thank you in advance. God bless you. And comment Congress below. If you guys need an exchange to get XRP, I recommend Uphold. It's sleek, it's simple, it's secure. It's my go-to exchange where I buy XRP every single day. I'll link to Uphold in the video description below. And if you want $41 guaranteed for free, sign up with Webull, deposit a penny, and you can get up to $3K in free stocks. Now, typically, you're just going to get $40 to $300, but it's a great offer just for signing up, depositing a penny. You're guaranteed $40 in minimum stock value. Sell your stocks, close your account, do whatever you want, but don't miss out on this great offer. It is for a limited time. A link to Webull in the video description below. As always, guys, God bless you. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. Until next time.